Today was our first day in Kili 2 years ago, and I think what it was for all of us was just the getting ready for the climb. So you've now arrived, you've had a night's sleep, and the realization that you're about to do something started today. And I think it's pretty much in the same situation that we're in Romania. So we've now arrived in Romania. You realize the real work is now starting, and you're starting to get everything together. And I think what happened for me in Kili was you surrounded yourself with these people that you didn't really know very well and on a personal level, but people that you've spoken to, people that you've met once or twice, and you're trusting these people to take this journey with you on the next 8 days in terms of the climb, on a very stressful situation. And very similar to that, we're in Romania, we have partners in Romania that we've spoken to a few times, we've been around them a couple of times, but on a personal level, every time you see them, you start to know them a bit better. And I think it's something that I think about quite often, and that is, we make all of these spot judgments on people based on all kinds of things, based on skin color, based on race, based on religion, based on country, based on all of these things. And it always, I find this very strange, because what determines which one of those things you are? A lot of the time, it depends on where you're born, and that's not something you really have a choice in. So I think it's strange for me that we place so much judgment on something that we had nothing to do with. The country you're born in, the color of your skin, the religion that you follow is more than likely coming from your parents or the culture you grew up in, and that's oftentimes the basis of how we judge a lot of people. And I think that traveling as much as I've been able to, in combat sports and in chasing all of these strange things that I enjoy doing, like climbing Kilimanjaro and a few other things, you meet so many people from so many different backgrounds doing so many things. And COVID is now one of them. Whether I'm speaking to people in South Africa, or whether I'm speaking to people in Bahrain, or whether I'm speaking to people in Romania, they all have the same fears, the same issues. They're all going through exactly the same thing, irrelevant of where they're based or what their background is, or all of them are fathers that are wanting the best for their kids. It's mothers worried about the fathers. It's kids worried about their parents. It's people are worried about economies. People are worried about things being able to go back to normal. All these things are universal. No matter where you go in the world, you're going to find someone who's in the exact same situation you're in. And I think that's what we go through every day, is that we meet people from all these different cultures, different walks of life, and different experiences, but there is a part of us in every one of them. There is a father in myself and the people that I meet. There is a brother, a son, a person trying to make the best for his kids. That's what we're meeting. We're not meeting people that are that different from us. And I think what happens in a lot of the cases and a lot of the times is we find people that we judge because we see something in them that scares us, and a lot of the time it's just a mirror of who we are. So for me, I think that the travel and meeting all these different people from different countries a lot of the time kills that and makes me realize how similar we all are, and not necessarily how different we all are. And I just wanted to put that out as kind of a realization that's come for me a lot of times when I go to different places. And then moving onto the Kili climb, the day that we had today was the start of the journey, and as I say, it's the start of the journey again today in Romania as well. And as much as we're there, you also start thinking about the people that help support those dreams and help support everything that we're chasing. It's when I was climbing Kili, I left my wife and my kids at home. Now again, I'm in Romania trying to pull events off, and I'm again leaving my wife and kids at home. But they're my support system. They're the people that are always behind me, always backing me, always being part of anything that I do on a daily basis. And one of the things I did when I climbed Kili, which was something that meant quite a bit to me, is I asked my son to give me a few of his toys. And every day when I climbed the mountain, because he couldn't come with me, I took pictures of his toys climbing the mountain with me, all the way until we got to summit, and he would show the pictures to all his friends and everyone else that he climbed Kili. as much as climbing the mountain and all of that was a big part of the journey, taking a part of him with me on that was just as important to me. And I think that's, when we're busy with all the things we're doing on our day to day, and when we're busy chasing all of these dreams and the goals that we have, is to remember those that are around us and with us and supporting us even when they're not with us. The Kili climb, I had all of these different people with me, as I said, and one of them that climbed with me was my sister. So I had a very strong support system with me physically at the time, and I had a very strong support system that was still at home and always cheering me on. And I think that comes in two parts. Sometimes your biggest cheerleaders can be those closest to you, but the flip side of that is also sometimes the people that doubt you the most can be those closest to you. So it's about taking what you need out of every relationship and every situation, but always trying to take those that are really part of your journey with you everywhere. It's just a thought for the day. In terms of Romania is, as I remembered it from last year, the people are great, very friendly. The place is awesome. The weather is pretty good today as well. So, from a work day, everything's just been carrying on, getting everything ready for the upcoming events, busy looking at fight cards for the events after that. It's been announced that we're doing the 5 events in I think it's something silly like 4.5 weeks or 5 weeks. But there's a lot more to come. There's a lot more news to come. There's a lot more bouts to come, and a lot more work to come. So it's going to be a very busy, probably 8-9 weeks ahead. But really looking forward to it. Same as I did when I was climbing Kili. It's almost that nervousness of not knowing what to expect the next day. And I think especially with the Kili climb, I had no idea how hard it was going to be or how challenging it was going to be. But I was, ready for it every day. And I think on the business space and what we're trying to do now as well, it's exactly the same thing. I'm excited, I'm ready for it, but we don't know what the challenges are going to be that are going to come up tomorrow with everything that's happening in the world, but we're ready to take it on. So that's my challenge for everyone today is, look at the people around you, take those with you that are closest to you and that have been there to support you and been behind you, and just be ready for the challenge, no matter how hard it is, and without knowing what's coming, just keep getting up and keep fighting.